right, so let's all get started on our backs. Let your feet be as wide as the mat and let your knees knock together. And just place one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. Begin to notice the breath. Just observing, you've dedicated this time to you. So how can you be a little more relaxed, a little more tender? Try not to fix anything, try not to be anything, but here presently right now. It's an invitation to just breathe. With the feet wide, planting, knees knocking together, shoulders, head, neck, everything else relaxing on the back as you lay back and let the jaw release. And our theme for the practice, our intention today is solidarity. And as you lay there, just thinking about what that may mean to you. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So how have you been tapping into the collective and remembering that we are all in community? We're not alone. The world we're in might feel very isolating or lonely, but how do you remember that others share your values, your hopes, your dreams, and are there to support and listen to you? Usually in yoga, we can hear each other's bodies breathing in unison as a reminder of this solidarity and community, but through the screens, we may not hear that. So just taking this time to remember that we do exist collectively in community and solidarity. And maybe you take this time to think of someone you want to dedicate today's practice to, someone in your community who's been showing up to support you, or maybe someone who you know needs a little extra support right now. So as you lay on your back, just take a breath into that. Inhaling fully and exhaling completely. And let your hands fall to the side. If you're going to use the playlist, go ahead and press play. And keeping the feet wide and the knees together, just slowly let the knees drift to the right. Floating all the way to the right side of the mat, and then drift them to the left, letting them float nice and slow, side to side, warming up the inner thighs and hips, outer groin, just slowly, slowly. Upper body stays relaxed, moving the knees, the legs. And then pause with the knees to the right, maybe gaze to the left. Option to cross your right ankle over the left thigh for a little extra. Take a deep breath here. And then release the cross if you have it. Let the knees gently move to the left. Stay, gaze to the right. Cross left ankle over right thigh if you need more of a stretch. And then inhale, release, and come back to center. Parallel the feet, press the feet into the mat. And inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower back down. We're going to continue with some bridges, rolling bridges. Tickle your heels just to make sure you're measured out the length. Press the palms, press the soles of the feet, hips high, thighs lift. And exhale as the tailbone tucks slowly lower. You can keep the eyes closed and just turn inward. Really slowly moving the hips up and down, engaging the thighs, maybe lifting the toes to engage the ankles, the legs. Again, face and jaw relax. And then as you inhale, lift the hips and stay. Roll one shoulder under, other shoulder under, interlace the hands and press the forearms into the mat. Squeeze the thighs as if there's a block in between them. Hips lift one more inch. Exhale, release one shoulder and the other. And roll one vertebra at a time back to the mat. And then draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Thank your body for being here. Maybe roll side to side on the sacrum. And then plant your feet back to the earth. And we're going to start with some core. So left leg stays as is. Right toes reach to the sky. Now flex your toes. And then point your toes. And then find something in between. So flex and press the ball of your foot away. And your whole leg will engage. Press the palms together, lift them straight to the sky, and then lift shoulder blades off the mat. And then arms outside the right thigh. We're just gonna pulse shoulder blades up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. So right leg down, left leg to the sky. Press through the ball of your foot, arms out to the left. 5, lift a little higher. 4, both shoulder blades off. 3, you got it. 2, and 1. Now we're gonna do that again, or both legs lifted, your choice. Legs out to the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs stay long, or one leg down, legs, arms to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the option to keep one leg bent, both legs up, or hover one leg. So left heel hovers off the earth, right toes keep reaching to the sky. Lift and pulse. Keep pressing the lower back into the mat so your core is doing the work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Left toes to the sky, right toes hover, arms to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a big hug. Draw your forehead to your knees. And then exhale, arms and legs long, hovering off the earth. Reach through fingers, reach through toes. Exhale, draw hands to shins, forehead to knees. Really tight. And then exhale, extend. Keep moving nice and slow. Feeling the core engage. Using your breath. Exhale as you open. And inhale, pull it in. Let's take one more. And next time that your arms and your legs are long, pause. Let your head and neck release. Start to crisscross your legs, one over the other. Fast or slow. And then draw your legs as they cross. Keep crossing to the sky. Keep crossing. And then back down to hover. Crossing the legs, nice and slow or nice and fast. Letting them hover one more time. Draw them up to the sky. You got this. We're doing it all together in solidarity. And then exhale, lower, lower, nice and slow, hovering off the earth, and let everything go. Sigh it out. Reach through fingers, reach through toes. Full body stretch, like you just woke up in the morning. And then give yourself a hug, roll to the fetal position, and make your way into a child's pose. So knees are wide, toes together, arms long. Reach to the top of the mat, but sink the heels a little further back, or hips towards the heels, forehead to the mat. And then inhale, draw yourself forward, shoulders over wrists. We're gonna take some little half push-ups here. So lift your toes off the mat, so toes stay connected, knees are on the earth. Exhale, lower the elbows to 90 degrees. Press away and shift back to child's. And you can just stay in the child's pose this whole time. It's a great home-based pose of the practice. Taking it at your own pace, returning to this posture whenever you need, or continue with me from push-up to child. So inhale, shifting the weight forward, spreading through the fingertips. Exhale, lower and lift, back to child. Again, at your own pace, your own breath. My voice may be faster or slower. I'm simply suggesting shapes. But the practice is for you. So notice how your body is feeling today. We're warming up the arms, the upper body in these little chaturanga push-ups for an arm balance that we may try later. Really exaggerating the breath. Maybe staying a little longer in the child's pose, or maybe adding extra push-ups. It's all up to you. And then let's all pause in a child's pose. And roll yourself to stand on your knees. So you're kneeling. Inhale, rise up. Start to roll the shoulders back. Up towards the ears, roll them back. And then roll them forward. One more time, roll the shoulders back. Arms to the sky. Flip, interlace the palms and flip the palms to the ceiling. Side bend to the right. Inhale through center. Keep pressing through the tops of the feet, the shins, side bend to the left. Return to center and then just circle the torso, the arms in both directions. Exhale, hands down. Child's pose, one breath. Inhale, draw it forward to your plank. Maybe one last push-up. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, rise, and find tabletop.
Spread the fingers nice and wide. Stack hips over knees and start to circle the torso so you feel the weight shifting in your palms. A nice way to warm up the wrists. We are on our wrists a lot in yoga, so you can always move to fists to support the wrists or forearms. Make sure you do circles in both directions. And then tuck toes under, make your way to downward facing dog, hips up. Start to walk the dog, pedal the knees. Notice how your hamstrings feel in the morning. Just pedaling them out. And then start to find a little more stillness in your downward facing dog. And from down dog, start to let your heels come to the right. Bend your right knee deeply. Press evenly through left and right hands. Feel the side body stretch through the left. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. Heels float to the left, left knee bends. Inhale, return to center. Bend both knees. And then let your knees drift to the left. Your toes are going to turn slightly left. Back to center, other side. Knees turn, toes turn, heels stay lifted, really pressing through your palms. And back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Walk your feet as wide as the mat. Just like we started in the practice, feet are wide, arms are strong. If you need to lower down to tabletop at any time, do so. Lower the knees to support your body. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists in line. We're gonna add on, so reach your right arm forward and notice if your hips wobble, see if you can draw your hips back to center. Lift the thighs. Exhale, right arm reaches for left leg, maybe for the thigh, the calf, the ankle. And then inhale, back to plank, reach right arm forward. We're gonna keep going, twisting under the body and reaching long. So inhale, grow through your right fingers. Exhale, twist and touch your left leg. Again, you can lower the knees and do the same pose from tabletop. Inhaling as you reach, exhaling as you twist. Let's take 2 more. And next time, your back, stay in the twist. Maybe you need to adjust the feet or the hands. Look under your left armpit, draw yourself to the left. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Keep the feet wide. Keep the right hand connected and reach your left arm alongside the ear. Reach it forward. Even out your hips. Exhale, left hand reaches back for right leg. Inhale, reach forward and keep moving your own pace. As you inhale, you grow long. As you exhale, you pike the hips and reach back for any part of your right leg. And then next time you find yourself in a twist, stay. Maybe walk your feet in so you can hold onto the back of the thigh or the ankle and look under your right armpit. Deep twist. Exhale, plant your left hand, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands and one step at a time, slowly tiptoe to the top of the mat. Forward fold, knees bent to begin. Interlace your hands onto your elbows or your biceps, sway side to side. Shift the weight more into the toes. And then exhale, release. Knees stay bent. Slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll the body to stand. When you reach the top, mountain pose, roll the shoulders back. And then roll the shoulders forward. One more time, roll them back. And then arms up. Interlace the palms, press the palms to the ceiling, side bend to the right. Keep pressing evenly through left and right foot. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Start to circle your torso, both directions. And then inhale, release the grip, reach tall, exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, flat back, hands brace the legs. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank again. Either stay here or lower to the knees, and let's find circles again, shifting the weight in the wrists, the whole body circles, switch directions. Warming up the wrist joints. And then pause, knees, chest and chin lower to the earth. Untuck the toes, arms wide, spider fingers. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra. Exhale, left shoulder dips, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder dips, look to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower hands to the chest. Downward facing dog. Nice job. Good warm up. Inhale, right leg high. Let's start some sun salutation. Step your right foot forward, maybe inch it forward. Left knee down. You can double up the mat for support. Arms rise. Sink into your lunge. And then exhale, airplane arms. So sweep the arms back. Chest reaches forward, heart forward. Palms face the earth. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, airplane. With your breath, inhale, rise. Exhale, airplane. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, airplane pull. Keep reaching through your right finger and reach your left arm forward. Start to twist the torso to the right. Beautiful. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Step back, plank. Either knees, chest, chin, or shift weight forward, chaturanga, straight to down dog, or take a child. Exhaling as you lower to 90, cobra or up dog, and up dog thighs and shins are off the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full rounded breath. Always the vinyasa, the flow is an option. You can come straight to down dog or meet in the child. Inhale, left heel high, step forward, low lunge. Right knee comes down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Draw your core, your belly button in. Sink a little deeper into the lunge. Relax the shoulders down the back. Exhale, airplane arms, torso forward. Inhale, arms up, stack shoulders over hips. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, airplane. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, airplane. Left hand keeps reaching to the back. Right arm alongside the ear. And begin to twist your torso to the left. Maybe spinning your fingers to face the left, palms to the left. Cartwheel your hands to frame the foot. Step forward, forward, fold. Right foot meets left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Plant the hands. Step back. Optional vinyasa, downward facing dog. Full rounded breath. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, right heel high. Move into high lunge. Draw your right knee forward. Step into high lunge, or optional, keep your left knee down and stay in a low lunge variation. High lunge, right knee over your right ankle. Maybe walk your right foot more to the right to find that balance. Exhale, airplane arms, sweep back. Inhale, forward. One more time. Exhale, airplane arms. Keep reaching through your right fingers and reach your left arm alongside your left ears, twisting the torso. Moving all the way into warrior two, facing the back of the mat, or facing the other way. So left heel plants, left arm reaches back, right knee stays bent. Maybe you need to walk your stance a little wider. You're not fixed in the pose, so adjust anytime you need. Reach through your fingers, relax shoulders down the back. Keep pressing to the outside edge of your left foot. Expand through your heart, reach to the crown of your head. Straighten your front leg, turn your left toes to the back of the mat, and we're coming into Skandasana, low lunge to the back of the mat. So bend deeply in your left knee, right toes lift, and maybe you go partway down, or maybe your hands come all the way to the mat or prayer center. Big breath here. Exhale. Inhale, rise to stand, straighten your front leg again. Walk your back toes, your left toes back towards the front of the mat. Arms wide, bump your hips to the left, triangle, reach forward and down. Trikonasana, roll the left shoulder back. Roll your left hip back. Right hand can be on block, on shin, doesn't have to touch the earth. And then left hand plants inside the right leg, untuck your back toes, easy twist, right arm to the sky. Option to make it more challenging, lift your left fingertips and bring them to your right ankle for a little bit of a balance challenge, twisting deeper. You can always lower the back knee for support. Exhale, right hand down, step back. Option for a vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. Beautiful, inhale. Exhale, let it out. Left heel high, step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. You know where we're going, but let's check the foundation. Press energy off the back heel. Lift your right thigh. Exhale, airplane arms, torso forward. Feel one line of energy from the crown of your head to your right heel. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, airplane, stay. Left arm reaching back, right arm forward. Start to twist your torso. Keep twisting to the left, and then spin all the way up into your right. Warrior two, right heel down, arms open. Sink into your left lunge a little deeper, because you can. Shoulders over hips. Spreading through your fingers. Maybe bring your pinky fingers a little bit back behind you. Start to straighten left leg, front leg. Walk your back toes to the back of the mat, coming into Skandasana, lunge. Coming onto your left heel, sink deeply, hands to the mat. Big breath. And then exhale, rise back up, straighten left leg, walk your right toes back in towards the front of the mat, about 45 degrees. Bump your hips to the right, triangle, reach forward and down. Roll your right shoulder back. Imagine you're pressing against a wall or another hand with your top hand. Feel that resistance to open a little bit more. And then cartwheel down to easy twisting lunge. Right hand plants, left hand reach into the sky. Option to lift your right hand and bring it to the left for a little more balance. Big inhale. And then exhale, plant the hand, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, let it go. Step back, plank, hips up, downward, facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, one more round of breath. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhale, right heel high, high lunge again, step forward. Arms up. Exhale, airplane arms. Keep your torso where it is. And inhale, reach two arms alongside your ears. Power lunge. Stay strong. And then you're going to draw elbows and knee towards the body. So if you need to look at the screen, you can. So elbows pull in, left knee pulls in. And then you're going to extend, open again. The big balance challenge for your right ankle. A lot of strength, full body movement. So nice and slow as you can, stepping back. Maybe you want to go a little faster for some fun cardio warm-up, wake you up, or maybe you want to just stay in one of the poses and hold it. It's totally up to you. Another challenge would be to not even touch your left toes to the earth, but just reach long and draw it in. My right ankle is wobbling. That's where I know I'm building some strength. So let's take one more, pull it in, and then come to one-legged mountain, left knee high. Stay balancing on your right leg. Right arm forward, left arm back. Find the twist. Right hand can come to left knee, maybe to the foot, straightening the front leg. Come back to one-legged mountain, arms high. Left knee stays lifted. And exhale, standing split. So left heel reaches back, hands to a block, whatever props you have, water bottle, table, desk. Left heel lifts a little higher. Two straight legs, lift your left heel a little higher. And then let's find Shiva squat. So bend your left and right knee. Left knee comes behind the right calf. Exhale, press it away. Nice, two more. Bend and extend. Left knee bends behind the right. Exhale, press it away. Come all the way to one-legged mountain again. Rise up. Stay strong in that right foot. And then step your left foot behind your right, all the way off the mat at an angle. Right knee is bent, left knee is off the mat to the right. Left arm forward, right arm back. Beautiful. You're doing it right. Keep reaching through your fingers. Either stay here or right hand down the back of down your back or down your left leg, left arm to the sky. Exalted. And then we're going to spin to the back of the mat for warrior one. So left hand reaches back. Turn your left toes all the way around. You might be off the mat still. Reach your arms over your ears. Start to square off the hips, facing the back of your mat. Press into your left foot and rise up one-legged mountain. This time right knee is lifted. Exhale, figure four. One inhale. Exhale, rise back up, one-legged mountain. Start to swing your right foot all the way to the top of the mat, coming into star pose. Again, you might not be on your mat, it's all good. Exhale, goddess squat, sink low. Inhale, rise. Exhale, goddess or horse, sink down. Inhale, one more. Grow and star, reach your fingers. Exhale, get a little lower. One more time, sink a little lower. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat. Option to take a vinyasa between sides. Exhaling as you lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths to cleanse that. Inhale fully. Exhale it out. Beautiful work. This class is not easy. You're doing amazing. On your next inhale, left heel high, step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, airplane arms. Torso stays as is. Reach your arms forward, power lunge. And then start to draw elbows towards body, right knee towards body. Pull it in. Exhale, extend. We're going to keep doing this at your own pace. Move with your breath. Take any variation. Building up the strength in the left leg. It's a lot of leg work today, literally. You got this. Maybe you play with the balance, not even touching your right toes to the earth. But really use the arms and the legs for support. Staring at something that's not moving if balance is really tricky. You may notice it's easier or harder on one side. No need to judge that. Okay, let's all meet in a one-legged mountain. So draw your right knee high, arms up. Exhale, twist open to the left arm forward, right arm back. Beautiful. Left hand to right knee, maybe extend your right foot forward. Come back to one-legged mountain, arms high. Exhale, moving into standing splits, which for me looks like a standing L. Press your right heel back. Keep lifting your right heel a little higher, you got it. One more inch, lift the right heel. And then either stay here or join for Shiva squats. Bend both knees, right knee behind left calf. Inhale, press away. Exhale, squat it down. Inhale, press. Last one. Exhale, squat. Inhale, press. Stay strong in the left leg, one-legged mountain. Arms high. Exhale, right foot starts to step at an angle behind the left. Reach it back. Bend deep in your left knee over ankle. Right arm forward, left arm back, twisting to the left. Either stay here or left hand down the lower back or down your right thigh. Reach your right arm to the sky. And then we're spinning all the way to the back of the mat. Exhale, turn your toes 360 degrees or 180 degrees. Warrior one. Right knee over right ankle. Left toes at 45 degrees, squaring the hips off. Step on your right foot. You might be off the mat still. Left knee lifts. One-legged mountain. 2 knees bend, figure 4. Just one breath. Inhale, rise back up. One-legged mountain, left knee high. Start to open up your left hip and step it all the way to the front of the mat. Star pose. If you got lost, just join us here. You're doing great. Exhale, sink down, nice and low, squat. Hands to thighs. Let your right shoulder dip, look to your left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, second side, left shoulder dips, look to your right. Inhale, center, one more each side. And then return to center, arms up, legs straight. Star pose. Turn your toes to the left, cartwheel the hands down. Option for vinyasa or straight to dog. Option for child's. It's your practice. Wherever you are, let's slowly lower the knees, come to tabletop. Start some cat-cow. Untuck the toes, press to the tops of the feet, press to the palms, let the belly release, look to the sky. Exhale, curl and round, look at your navel, tuck chin. Keep moving a really slow cat-cow. Just letting the breath return to a calm pace like at the beginning of the practice. And the nervous system reset. Then pause, neutral tabletop. Extend your right leg back. Draw your right knee towards your right tricep. Press your right leg long. Right knee towards right tricep or right elbow. Exhale, press it long. Either keep doing that or tuck your left toes, three-legged down dog. And right knee towards right tricep. Exhale, press it back. Right knee towards right tricep. Stay. Draw your right ankle to the left. Hold and pause it here for a moment and then lower your shin down. We're preparing for upright pigeon. So walk your left foot back, more to the back of the mat, and make sure it's straight. Your right shin doesn't have to be parallel to the top of the mat. It can be at an angle. Use your hands to walk yourself a little higher. It's called pigeon because you puff up your chest here. And you might have a lot of space between the earth and the right hip. You can double up the mat or use a sweatshirt or a blanket, whatever you have. Keep lifting in the hips. We'll come to sleeping pigeon later, so we're not here for long. One more inhale, and then just come onto your right hip. Start to draw your left knee all the way around for double pigeon. This is a really challenging pose for me, but it's always good to do the challenging poses and the ones we don't like. So you may have a lot of space between left knee and right ankle. Again, you can put a prop there. See if you can even out your hips. If this fire log double pigeon pose is really intense, you can straighten your right leg and just feel that same stretch. So wherever you are, inhale, right arm high, bend the elbow, left hand to right elbow. Right hand comes down the back for a tricep stretch. Stay here or bend your left elbow and try to find a half or a full bind. Maybe holding your shirt or connecting your fingers. Inhale, one more breath here. You got this. Broad through the chest. Exhale, release the arms. Shift the weight to the right. Let your left leg come back. Three-legged down dog. Press into the palms. Right leg high. Shake it out. Circle the ankle. Circle the hip. And then find yourself in downward facing dog. Inhale fully. Exhale, let that go. Slowly lower the knees to the earth. Take your cat-cow again. Nice and slow. Really exaggerating the movements of the spine. Pressing into the palms. Feeling the tops of the feet press into the mat. Then pause. Neutral tabletop position. Draw belly button to spine. Extend your left leg long. Left heel back. Left knee towards your left tricep or exhale, extend. Again, left knee towards your left elbow or tricep. Extend. Either keep doing that or tuck your right toes, three-legged down dog. Left foot is high. Left knee, left tricep. Exhale, press your left foot back. Left knee, left tricep, and pause. Start to draw your left ankle, your shin to the right and hold it. And then lower it down. Walk your right foot back. Look back, make sure it's straight. Lower your right foot, untuck the toes. Coming into upright pigeon again. So walk your hands back. Again, your hip may be lifted. And here you may notice one side is very different from the other. We're not symmetrical, and it's totally okay. One more big breath here. Then exhale, let the weight come to the left hip. Start to draw your right leg all the way around, finding fire log or double pigeon. The shins are next to each other, lined up. Maybe you just straighten your left leg. See if you can even out your hips. Use your hands. Use any blocks or blankets or pillows, props that you need. Arms, left arm up, bend the elbow, right arm to left elbow. Right hand can come around, maybe playing with the bind. Maybe noticing this side is very different than the left, either in the legs or the arms. And just sitting with that, just observing that without attaching any meaning. Take a breath. Let it go. Shake out the arms. Shift the weight to the left. Let your right leg go all the way to the back of the mat. 3, let it down dog. Shake out your left leg. Bend the knee, circle the joint. And find downward facing dog. Slowly lower the knees to child's pose. Let the knees be wide, toes together. Connect the forehead to the earth. We're just here for 2 breaths. If you want to stay longer, by all means, maybe bend the elbows and press the palms together over the crown of the head. And then replant the hands. Slowly roll yourself up for some wrist stretches before our next standing pose series. So tuck the toes under so you get a nice foot stretch. And this might be really intense, so you can come out when you need. Extend your arms away from you. Relax shoulders down the back. Fingers are facing the ceiling. Bend your thumb towards your palm and slowly, 1 finger at a time, wrap index, middle, ring, and pinky finger over the thumb to make a fist. And then draw your fist down to the earth. Yeah. Nice. Tops of the hands feel a nice stretch. Shake it out. Let's do 1 more wrist stretch. So arms wide, this time palms facing forward, thumbs up. Fold your thumb in, and then 1 finger at a time, nice and slow, wrap them over to make a fist. And fists go out to the side like you're pouring a beverage out. All right, shake it out. Just interlace your hands and circle the wrists. And then pause and switch the interlace. Circle it out again. Yeah. All right, tabletop. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Step forward, runner's lunge. Keep your hands on the ground. Lower your back knee and just start to shift the weight forward and back. Again, you could always use blocks for support here. Just warming up the leg, and then as you feel ready, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Continue to shift forward and back. Moving the weight. And then walk your back foot in a lot for pyramid. So 2 straight legs, toes are all facing forward. Hands to hips to draw your left hip forward, right hip back. Either use blocks or hands to shins. Relax the head and the neck completely. You can walk your feet wider for more balance. 1 more inhale in pyramid, and we're moving into warrior 3. So shift the weight into the right leg. Lift your left heel up, just like we did in standing splits. Heel higher. Dial your toes down so your hips are parallel or level with the earth. Inhale, reach your arms. Option to stay here, option to reach your right arm back and play with twisting your torso like we did in the lunge. And then come to one-legged mountain. If you fell out, it's all good. Exhale, figure 4. Either stay here, or a fun variation is some little twists. So you'll bring your left elbow towards, I'll probably fall out here. So left elbow towards your foot and right elbow towards your knee. Nice and slow. Bring those obliques. A lot of balance. Or our arm balance of the day is flying pigeon. It's pretty challenging, but it's kind of fun to try. So you'll bring your hands, again, if you do have blocks or books, you can play with putting your hands on them, or you bring your hands to the earth, really strong in those wrists, that foundation. The fingers claw the earth to support the wrists. You'll bring your shin across your legs. So left knee is on your left tricep, and left foot hooks around the tricep. Hopefully you can see that. And then you'll shift the weight forward, look forward, shift the weight further forward into your fingertips, maybe straightening your back leg. Go ahead and play with that wherever you are. We're gonna meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Bend the knees a lot. Just sway side to side. Maybe close the eyes. And let's find gorilla pose. So come on out of whatever variation you were doing. Lift your foot up, stand on your palms. So palms are up, your feet are standing
On top of them, toes tickling the wrists. Bend the knees generously. Head heavy. Shifting weight forward. Letting everything go. One more breath here. And then bend your knees even more to get your hands out from underneath. Inhale for a half lift. Reset, neutralize the spine. Exhale, release. Press through your feet to rise to mountain. And exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees, forward fold. Step back, plank pose, pause. Slowly lower all the way to the belly. We're going to do some back bends here. So inhale, hands behind the back. Maybe interlacing them or just pressing them into the earth. Any variation. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. You can lift the arms or keep them pressed. See if you can lift your thighs 1 inch higher. Lift your torso 1 inch higher. Reach to your fingers, reach to your toes. And then exhale, slowly come to the earth. Let your left ear come to the mat. Close the eyes. Shake your hips gently side to side. And then chin back to center. We're going to take another variation. If you didn't do the interlace this time, maybe try that. You can have the option of the arms overhead. You can keep your feet on the earth or widen them if your lower back feels a lot of pressure. Inhale, lift. Grow taller. Come higher. And then exhale slowly, right ear to the earth. Bend the knees and windshield wiper them left and right, releasing the lower back. And then just find stillness for a moment to belly down Shavasana. Bring hands to chest, downward facing dog. You've got the second side, you got it. Inhale, left leg high, step forward into your runner's lunge. And you can lower your back knee, shifting the weight forward and back, maybe staying on your fingertips, using a prop. As you feel ready, untuck your back toes and lift your right knee. Again, shifting the weight forward and back. And then walk your back foot in as much as you need. Maybe it's a lot. Pyramid pose. 2 straight legs. All 10 toes facing forward. Draw your left hip back. Let your head release. And we're moving into our warrior 3. So left foot strong. Reach your right foot back. Arms can come to heart center. Option to reach your arms alongside the ears for the full expression of the pose. Press back through the sole of your right foot. Reach to your fingers. Keep squaring off your hips. Maybe reach your left arm back and take that little twist of the torso to the left. And then everybody meet in one-legged mountain. Left foot is your base. Right foot is high. Figure 4. So right ankle over left thigh. Sinks down. Either stay here, maybe playing with the twist. Maybe playing with flying pigeon, hands plants. For me, I walk my left foot back to find space. Bend your elbows, those chaturanga arms, building the tricep strength. You hook, you wrap your right foot around that left bicep and tricep. And then your right knee comes onto the right bicep. Look forward, a lot of core strength. Extend your left leg back. And then wherever you are, meet in a forward fold. Just let it go. Bend your knees as much as you need. Interlace your hands behind the nape of the neck. Close the eyes. Forearms along jawline. Just figure out the jaw. And just relax into this for 5 breaths in your forward fold. Beautiful work. One more breath here. Release the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, arms up, mountain pose. Exhale, hinge at the hips for a forward fold. Step back, plank pose. Pause, slowly lower all the way to the belly. Once you reach that, any option, we're going to take 2 more back bends. This time I'm going to reach my arms forward. Inhale, lift arms, lift legs, or keep the legs planted. Inhale, keep reaching. And exhale, slowly lower. Find a release, close the eyes, maybe shake the legs or just find stillness. Last back bend, or just stay in your belly down Shavasana. Bend the knees, maybe taking the bow pose or any of the variations we've taken. It can even be just a cobra. Press your hands into your feet if you're taking bow, feet into your hands, and kick back to lift the torso, lift the heart, lift the thighs. Last inhale, and then exhale, slow, lower, release, other ear to the earth. Hands alongside the chest, downward facing dog. We have one last standing pose series, and of course you can skip the whole thing and just wait, stay in downward dog, or take an inversion or child's pose, happy baby, but it won't be as long or challenging as the last one. You got it. Inhale, right leg high. Step forward, pyramid pose, just like we were in before. So maybe you can get there a little deeper. Right hand to right hip. Maybe left hand on a water bottle, a block, whatever props you may have. Or left fingertips brace the earth. Turn your torso to the right. We're coming into revolved pyramid pose. We've done some twists already. Reach your right arm to the sky if you feel like you have the space. Either stay here or shift the weight onto your right leg. Revolved half moon. Left heel lifts a little higher. Keep twisting torso to the right. And then lower your right hand. Left foot comes behind the right leg. Line up your toes, your heels, 2 feet right next to each other as best you can. And walk your hands to the right. Again, crown of head reaches for the earth. You can have a little bend in the knees, feeling the IT band stretch here. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold, half lift, and release. Step your left foot, or step your right foot back to pyramid. We're coming right into the second side. Feeling the hamstring stretch, and then left hand to left hip. Right hand to your ankle, your shin, on fingertips, on a block. Roll your shoulders to the left. Maybe reach your left arm to the sky. Your gaze doesn't always have to follow the eyes, the hands or the sky. Let your head relax, let your neck relax if that feels better for you. Shift the weight into your left foot, finding revolved half moon. And then left hand down, right foot comes behind the left. Line up the toes, line up the edges of the feet. Walk your hands to the left. Exhale, forward fold, parallel the feet, hips width distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Option for a vinyasa to downward facing dog.
Moving mindfully, observing what the body needs at this time of the practice. Lower the knees to the earth, tabletop. And then walk your hands forward for puppy pose. So hips stay over the knees. It's a variation of child. Let the chest, the chin, or the forehead touch the earth. One more breath. And then pull your heart all the way through. Keep your forearms down. Forearms are parallel. We're coming into Sphinx. So tops of the feet press, pull the heart forward. Isometrically draw the hands, draw the elbows back. And then either stay here or take a quad stretch. So your left forearm can come along the top of the mat, bend your right knee. Fingers can face the ankle, or you can turn your fingers all the way around to come over the toes. Maybe straightening the front arm if you need more. Exhale, release. Let's take the second side if you're joining for the quad stretch. Right arm is in line with the front of the mat. Bend your left knee. Again, you can take the grip of the fingers where you spin your hand around. Keep squaring the shoulders to the front of the room if you can, maybe straightening your elbow. Exhale, let that go. Press back, downward facing dog. Right leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. Coming into full pigeon or sleeping pigeon. So right foot forward, walk your left foot back, lift the chest, and with that length, fold forward, sleeping pigeon. Again, you can use a block, blanket, t-shirt, whatever you have available to place it under the chest or under the forehead. You can make fists. Let's be here for 2 full rounds of breath. Either stay and savor your pigeon, or we're going to add a twisted pigeon. So lift up. Reach your left arm alongside your ear. Shift the weight onto your right hip. Right arm comes up. Left knee bends slightly to the left. Right arm comes up by the ear. Bring your right elbow across the mat to the left. Let your shoulder come down. Let your head come down. Maybe there's space between your head. You can double up the mat, or again, use a prop. Fist out of the right hand. Left palm presses into that. So twisting your torso left. One big inhale. Exhale, unravel. Plant the hands, 3-legged down dog. Shake out the right leg. If you like flipping the dog, option to flip your dog. Torso to the sky. Flip dogs, come back around. Second side, left heel high. Left knee towards left side of the mat, shin comes down, sleeping pigeon. Broaden the chest, and with the length of your spine, then walk yourself forward. Either stay here for a little bit longer, or start to walk forward and shift the weight to the left. Right knee bends, left arm up by the ear. Start to cross your left elbow, maybe towards your left foot, or maybe to the top of the mat. Let your shoulder, your head, your ear release. Left palm plants, or make a fist. Feel that resistance from your hands to draw your right shoulder over your left. Twisted pigeon. Exhale, release. Making your way to a 3-legged down dog, or a final down dog, maybe flipping the dog. Left foot off the mat. And this is the last down dog of the practice. Just notice, how does it feel compared to the first one? Just observing that. And bend the knees deeply. Step or hop your feet wider than your hands. Malasana squat. Press palms together. Lift the chest. Come all the way onto your seat. Come onto your back. Plant the feet. Either keep your left foot planted. Reach your right foot to the sky. Hands behind the thigh for a hamstring stretch, or let your left leg be heavy.
You can close the eyes for the remainder of the practice here. Bend the knee, hold the shin into the chest, a nice compression. Maybe rotate your leg left and right. Half happy baby, right hand to the sole of the right foot, right knee comes outside the rib cage. Your right hand can also hold your shin or ankle if the foot is not accessible. And then again, compress the knee, find a little movement side to side, maybe circling. And then right knee comes all the way to the left for a spinal twist. Close the eyes, right ear falls to the right. Big breath into this twist. Exhale, let it out. And then come all the way back to center. Let's do the other side. Right foot plants, left leg to the sky. Sole of the foot can stay on the earth or let your right leg be heavy. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, hands to shins, compress. Great for digestion. And then left hand to left foot, half happy baby. Back to that compression. Squeeze the knee, maybe circle the joint, feeling the hip socket, and then draw your left leg all the way to the right. Look to the left, spinal twist. We've done a lot of twists today. We're really detoxifying, so be sure to hydrate after practice. Slowly return to center. Full happy baby, the last pose of the practice. Any sighs, audible exhales, flutter of the lips. This is your time before Shavasana to move one last bit or find stillness in the corpse pose right away. If you're in happy baby, pull your feet down to the earth, press your feet into your hands. And then give yourself a big squeeze, a huge hug, forehead to knees. Exhale, take up space, feet long and wide, palms up to receive. Bring your shoulder blades under the mat, under your back a little more. And just get comfortable here. You can imagine the other bodies that practice with us in solidarity lying in stillness and silence. The hardest pose of the practice. Even if you're just here for 1 minute, you'll reap the benefits. But if you can stay for a few minutes, I'll guide you out. Exhale, let go of everything, every bit of tension, any thought that's getting in the way of your relaxation. Inhale fully. And on your next exhale, just arrive in your corpse pose. If you have the time this morning, I encourage you to stay a little longer in your Shavasana. If you need to move on with your day, see how slowly and mindfully you can begin to move the body. Notice the quality of breath, quality of your nervous system. How can you maintain that as you move off the mat, move forward with the day, with the week? So gently wiggling fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. Draw knees to chest. Giving yourself a loving hug. Be imagining who else you want to give a hug to right now, even if we can't. Getting an extra squeeze and then rolling to the fetal position and just pausing. I'll read a final quote. Eventually you'll meet me in a seated position for a final communal breath. We are called to be strong companions and clear mirrors to one another, to seek those who reflect with compassion and a keen eye how we are doing, whether we seem centered or off course. We need the nourishing company of others to create the circle needed for growth, freedom, and healing. Wayne Muller. If you're not already in a seated position, come to Sukhasana or crisscross. Shoulders up by the ears and roll them back. Just a couple more shoulder rolls forward and back. And then draw your hands to your heart. Exhale, let go of everything. Inhale fully. And sigh it out. Thank you so much for practicing with me and supporting me.